Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne. How's it going? Listen, I want to start this the way we always do. We want to ask you stop for a moment, take a breath, and how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you faring? And I always want to make sure to do that because I know we all have struggles, we all have challenges, and just sometimes we don't focus on us. You've got to take a moment and think about yourself and don't always push it away. Listen, I'm guilty of it just like everybody else. You power through, and that's great. We want to be resilient human beings. But we also want to take a moment to just say, I'm tired. What do I need to do? I need help. And just stop and think about those things for just a moment. And if there's anything we in this community can do, please let us know. And if you're not already a part of this community, don't worry about it. We'll tell you how to do that later. But I started this earlier this year because I never had anything like this. I didn't have anybody to kind of talk me through money issues. I wasn't taught things when I was young, and so school of hard knocks. I am not, I don't have a degree in finance, nothing like that. I'm just talking about things that I've experienced, I'm sharing with you, and hopefully you will share with this community. We want to hear from you. So just throwing that out there, just thinking about you and hoping the best for you. Okay? So I'm just going to kind of take you through my mind, which can be kind of scary, I know, but stick with me. So I was watching a movie not too long ago, Top Gun. And I'm one of those, I like to watch a movie till the end, the credits, just all of that. And I was looking at when this movie was made. I'm like, oh my goodness, 1986. And I saw it first run. And so all the years that have gone by since then, wow, just kind of amazing. So I was watching the movie and I was enjoying it. And right when the movie ended, it went right into Maverick. That was the next installment of Top Gun. I think it was in 2022, not quite sure. Remember, I said I'm going to take you through my mind? Stick with me. So, I'm watching Maverick, and the lead actress is Jennifer Connelly. And I loved her work. I've seen her in other movies, and it made me think about A Beautiful Mind. She won an Oscar for that movie. It was deep. I enjoyed it, but it was deep. And Russell Crowe was in that movie. So I'm kind of thinking about Russell. And when this movie was over, Gladiator came on. And it was just like, what? It's a Russell Crowe theme, and I loved Gladiator. Then it kind of, now I'm on the Russell Crowe thing, and I'm thinking about his movie, Cinderella Man. He was a boxer in the during the Great Depression. That was 90 years ago, people. That was in the mid 30s, right after the stock market crash. Well, maybe the early 30s, but the stock market crash was in 1929, and then the Great Depression followed thereafter. And so, I was kind of tying it into what is happening modern day. People losing their jobs and struggling keeping homes, and the federal government being closed, and people struggling to figure out how to feed their families. So, with all of that going on, it made me think of Cinderella Man during the Great Depression, and it just made me wonder, what food did people eat? No jobs, a lot of times no real homes to live in. What did people do to survive? So then I go online and I go, okay, so what did people eat during the Great Depression? And there was this list of things there. It was just kind of amazing to see it, to kind of step back into history and see what our great grandparents did to survive, right? So I'm looking down this list of things. Meatloaf was one of the things that was there. Does anybody else do this? So you've got your ground beef, and I put a slice, wet a slice of bread, put that in there, and have one egg. That was something that was folks came up with during the Great Depression to kind of stretch that meat. I didn't know that. It was always done in my house and never knew where that might have come from. I just found that super interesting. Another thing I absolutely love, have you ever had potato pancakes? That's another thing people did, because potatoes were plentiful and cheap. So people mashed potatoes and then put flour in it, so you could form it and make pancakes out of it and fry those up. I love potato pancakes. Had no idea that it came from the Great Depression. You know, we all seem to think what we're doing now is new. It's not. All we have to do is look back into history and see history repeats itself. And so I just found that super interesting and just wanted to make sure to share that. So what we are struggling with today, it's been done before. Just kind of look to see what our forefathers and foremothers did to kind of survive. I just found that so interesting and just wanted to share, because one of the things I said last time is recipes. And so, Google it. What did people eat during the Great Depression? You will find a plethora of things to choose from. Oh, before I forget, there was one thing called Hoover stew, and that was named after the president, Herbert Hoover, who presided over, the Great Depression. And it was, what did it have in it? Chicken broth, diced tomatoes, whatever vegetables you could get your hands on, and wieners, cut up wieners was in it to make this Hoover stew. And I just found this super interesting. So just, throwing that out there. Go Google and see what we can make, because we all want to stretch our dollars as best we can. We're only doing what we can do, right? Market changes, job changes, just everything that's going on in our government, in our world today. You got to protect yourself. Do what you can. And as I tend to try to do, remind you to live in the present, yes, but also prepare for the future. So today, I'm going through open enrollment at work, and everything's gone up. It has, and I wanted to just kind of see how my investments were doing. And just because of the fluctuations in the market, it's down. But I also have a tracker on my investments. I put in ages ago what I expect to have during retirement, and here's the money I'm putting in. This is when I want to retire. How am I doing? Am I on track? I am thankfully still on track. Now, I'm not doing nearly as well as I was a year ago, but I'm still on track to do what I want to do during retirement. So if you haven't started, please make sure to do that. I know it's a struggle. Hey, been there. That's why I'm doing these, because I've experienced many of the things that you're doing. Job loss, had to dip into retirement funds, just all these things that have happened to me over the last 20 plus years, and just sharing what I've experienced, and hopefully it can help you. Now, before I forget, I said all of mine have gone up, the costs for my benefits. And, I have friends from different generations. And one person who is on Medicare, he's been on Medicare, maybe 3 years, not quite sure. But anyway, he was just sharing with me his costs have risen, spit it out, risen significantly. He used to pay, how did it go, $67 a month for his medical insurance, which also included dental. Now the dental wasn't great, but he had it. So that's all good, right? This year he's looking at benefits for 2026, and his social security, not social security, Medicare is going from $67 to $99. That's huge, for people on a fixed income, huge. And now it doesn't even include medical at all. There will be an extra charge, $40 a month, to have dental. So just imagine that. You go from $67 to what's that, $139 for the same coverage. That's what people are struggling with. And that's why we're looking at, okay, here's my benefits. It's gone up. I still need to protect myself from retirement. You have to. You just have to. And for those out there who are saying things like, I'm going to have to work until I drop, please just try to do something, at least 5%. Because we don't know what's coming down the pike for any of us, right? You might not be able to work for that long. And so protect yourself. Do what you can now. Put that money away. And before I forget, I have to offer you a correction from my last show, because RMD, I couldn't remember, required, and I think I said monthly distribution. Nope, that's not what it is. It's required minimum distribution. And the IRS has determined that you have to start taking money from your retirement accounts. I think it's 73. You have to start taking something, and they'll tell you what the minimum distribution is that you have to take. And it came up because my husband thought we could just leave that account alone, and I could live off of Social Security and my very small pension. Glad to have it, but it's small. And when I broke it down for him, that here's what I'm getting for Social Security, this is what I have in the pension, and that's before tax. So now you knock it down a little bit more, and I needed more. So I won't be waiting for that required minimum distribution, because I will be using some of that money as soon as I retire. And as we've talked about before, make what you're looking to do. So it depends. The earlier you retire, the longer that money needs to last for. And the goal is to make sure it lasts until you're 100 years old. And I know you just sucked wind, didn't you? What? Got to save my money and it's got to last until I'm 100? Yes. Longevity runs in my family, and it may in yours as well. And make sure that whatever you have lasts until you're 100. That's life. Just take care of yourself. This is when you do it. The earlier you start, the better. And if you're saying to yourself, I haven't started yet, don't worry. Then get started. It's best to start and, do the best you can for as long as you can. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Do not ever do that. If I did that, I have lots of friends who have millions in their account. And, good for them. I'm so glad that that's happened for somebody, not me. That's okay. It really is. Just take care of yourself. Just start. If you can start with 5% of your annual salary, just keep that in mind. What you can do, just get started, please. We're thinking about you and looking out for you. That's the whole reason that we are doing this. And, at the beginning I said, if you wanted to become a member of this community, we would love to have you, right where it says subscribe, please do. And don't worry, it is completely and totally free. I will never come to you asking you for money to view these. Nope. Just doing it, just sharing. People have done for me over my life, and I want to give some of that back. So I'm going to keep doing these as long as I possibly can. I think this is maybe number 42. And we're not done yet. We have a lot more to talk about, a lot more to do, a lot more sharing, and we want to hear from you. So if you feel like giving us a thumbs up when you view these videos, or leaving a comment, we would just be so thankful to have that, because some of the things that you all have brought up have come on a next one of our next shows. So just keep that in mind. We're thinking about you and wishing the best for you. Okay? Now with that, I'm going to wrap this up. I know you're busy, so we want to keep these short and sweet, in the 15-minute range, something like that. So with that, thank you for joining me once again for Get Your Money Right with Yvonne. I'm Yvonne, and until next time, okay? You guys take care. Bye-bye.